is at a pharmacy, holding her 6-year-old daughter's hand. The girl has leukemia, but the shelves, they're empty. Now, this isn't a war zone. No bombs are falling, but this child might die, all because a specific medicine is gone. And the reason why? It's a form of invisible warfare that's happening all around us, right now.
And here's the part that should really get under your skin. That medicine, it exists. It's probably sitting in a warehouse somewhere. But it's being blocked by something you hear about on the news all the time and probably just tune out. Economic sanctions. And the story we are all told about how they work, well, it's a carefully constructed lie. I'm going to show you the hidden mechanism that turns a political decision into a potential death sentence for ordinary people.
You see, we're told that sanctions are meant to target bad regimes. But is that who really pays the price? I mean, that little girl isn't a regime leader. She is what they call collateral damage. In a quiet war, most of us don't even know is happening. And she is far from alone. It's time to uncover who's really getting hurt.
To really get what's going on, you first have to see through the official story. You know, the one that's sold to us as this clean, moral, bloodless alternative to war. This is the sanction myth, and we are about to completely dismantle it.
Just look at the massive gap between the pitch and the reality. On the left, we're sold this idea of a precise economic tool, kind of like a surgical strike. But on the right, you see what it really is, an economic siege. It's basically carpet bombing an entire population. They tell us it spares the innocent, but the reality is just mass suffering. And the people in power, they're almost never the ones who truly pay the price.
So how exactly does a signature on some document in a far-off capital city become an empty shelf in that little girl's pharmacy? It's not an accident. It's a machine. A predictable domino effect that's designed to cripple an entire nation from the inside out.
It all starts with a financial blockade. See, international banks get spooked by the threat of huge fines, so they just freeze all transactions. Yeah, even for medicine. That leads to a total halt in imports and exports. The economy just grinds to a stop. Next, the local currency completely collapses, wiping out your entire life savings practically overnight. And the final domino to fall, a full-blown humanitarian crisis, where even things that are supposed to be exempt, like food and medicine, just can't get through the wall.
And here's the most infuriating part of this whole thing. The system has workarounds, but only for the powerful. Government officials, they use black markets, shell companies, offshore accounts. They're fine. But regular people, you know, moms, dads, kids, they're trapped. They are the ones who have to bear the full weight of this economic war.
So, this isn't some abstract economic theory we're talking about. This policy has a body count, a real, devastating, and frankly, a quantifiable human price tag.
500,000. That's the number of children under the age of 5 who died in Iraq during the 1990s because of sanctions, from malnutrition, from diseases that are easily preventable. And this isn't propaganda. That number comes directly from a UN report. 500,000 children.
And when the U.S. Secretary of State at the time was asked on national television if that price, 500,000 dead children, was worth it, this was the answer. This is the cold, brutal calculation that happens behind the scenes.
So if sanctions cause this much incredible suffering, they must be really effective at crushing dictators, right? Wrong. In a terrible, twisted paradox, sanctions are often the greatest gift you could possibly give to an authoritarian regime.
This is the insane, backward logic of it all. The very tool that's designed to force change actually becomes a lifeline for dictators, giving them more power, not less.
So how on earth does that work? Well, it's a pretty simple and brutal playbook. When people are hungry, the regime just points to a foreign enemy and says, see, look what they are doing to us. They use the crisis to justify cracking down on anyone who disagrees with them. It rallies people around the flag. And maybe most importantly, it gives the government total control over all the scarce resources, letting them decide who eats and who starves.
Okay, so if this whole approach is a catastrophic failure that hurts the innocent and actually helps the guilty, what's the alternative? Are we just supposed to do nothing? No. There are better weapons, smarter weapons, ones that actually hit the right target.
Instead of punishing an entire country, you punish the individuals responsible. You don't block medicine for children. You seize the dictator's personal fortune stashed away in foreign bank accounts. You ban the ruling elite from sending their kids to fancy schools abroad. You make it personal. You target the guilty, and you empower the people on the ground who are actually trying to make things better.
Look, broad economic sanctions are lazy. They let politicians look tough without having to be smart. It really is the foreign policy equivalent of using a carpet bomb when what you really need is a sniper rifle. And millions of innocent people pay the price for that laziness with their lives.
So this is the question we're left with. Where is that line? How many innocent people is it okay to harm in the name of pressuring the guilty? Because right now, the system has decided the answer is millions. That children can die and families can starve as long as it might, just might, make a point to the powerful. The real question is, can you live with that?